I don't play with yo-yos anymore, but I used to. I don't even like bubble gum anymore. Buckle. Bubble. She likes eating lollipops now, but she didn't used to.
I don't like lollipops now, but I used to. Used.
I like playing with yo-yos now, but I didn't used to.
We would blow bubbles in class and get in trouble. Blown. Blow.
Bubble gum was the only thing that I could afford as a kid.
My drawer was full of yo-yos and other toys. Yo. Go. Yo.
I was jealous of the boy next door who had a cooler yo-yo.
Do you remember how we always raced to the candy store after school? The owner would give a free lollipop to whoever got there first.
Our favorite candy shop had the best lollipops.
I was never very good at blowing bubbles with bubble gum, but the kids in the mall could blow them so big they covered their whole faces.
Me too. I love to blow big bubbles.
I love blowing enormous bubbles with my bubble gum.
We loved to see who could blow the biggest bubbles.
The neighbors would have barbecues every so often.
Every so often it'd snow. So. Slow. So.
We do spring cleaning every so often.
Sometimes we'd play tag in the backyard. Bag. Tag. Reading. Read.
Our tree house was the coolest place in tree. Tree.
We were always playing in our tree house, and one day Mary came across a big rat up there. She jumped out of the tree and ran away crying. We were always playing in our tree house, and one day Mary came across a big rat up there. She jumped out of the tree and ran away crying. We were always playing in our tree house, and one day Mary came across a big rat up there. She jumped out of the tree and ran away crying.
Remember that tree house you had with the big yellow slide?
My brothers and I were always playing tag, and usually they were faster than me. But every so often, I'd be able to catch one of them.
The kids would play tag, chasing each other and shouting, "You're it."
Our favorite slide was painted green. Our favorite slide was painted green.
We were always playing on the slide in your yard.
The slide at the park was so tall and exciting.
We spent the afternoon reminiscing about our childhood.
I often think about the good old days of my childhood. Owned. Old.
I have so many fond memories of that summer.
We loved to pick berries in the woods. Berries.
It's easy to reminisce about summer vacations. It's
I have fond memories of fond. To tell. Tell. To wear. Wear.
Some of my fondest memories are of picking berries with my mom in the countryside around our village. She would use them to make fruit pies.
Visiting my grandparents always makes me feel nostalgic.
Grandpa likes to have coffee with his friends once a month and reminisce about all the things they used to do in the good old days.
Picking berries in the summer was my favorite.
I think that the pyramids must have been built by humans.
Is that sculpture considered a masterpiece? Sculpture. Consider a masterpiece. Is that sculpture considered a masterpiece?
These towers were designed to impress visitors to the city.
This tiny park has its own unique charm. Park. Has. This tiny park has its own unique charm. Its own charm. This tiny park has its own unique charm. Suppose the pyramids were actually alien spaceships. Were. Suppose the pyramids were actually alien spaceships.
Have been.
The whole house has to be cleaned before Grandma's visit. We don't want her thinking we live in a jungle. We need to make a good impression. The whole house has to be cleaned before Grandma's visit. We don't want her thinking we live in a jungle. We need to make a good impression.
Built. Building.
Assuming that everyone can get in shape by then, we can attempt to climb Everest next summer. For now, let's try to climb a smaller summit.
Need to be.
Okay, the whole house needs to be dusted before our company arrives tomorrow. I'll do the ground floor and you can do upstairs.
You just dusted that shelf yesterday. It can't be dusty again already. You just dusted that shelf yesterday. It can't be
We should dust the living room shelves before our guests arrive.
Those were the best ones she'd ever seen at a pottery exhibit.
I'm sorry you're not feeling well. Get better soon. Dear Max, I was so sorry to hear about your car accident. I care about you very much and hope you get better very soon. Love, Grandma.
We've almost finished. We might even finish by tomorrow. They might actually finish the project this week. They might actually finish the project this week. They might actually finish the project this week.
Ben's scream was loud. He must be really scared of sharks.
Did you get scared when you heard the scream?
I had to walk down dark streets covered in ice. It's a fascinating city, but I haven't adjusted to the weather yet. When I woke up this morning, everything was covered in ice. This is the guest room where our relatives stay.
Kids, please take Grandpa's luggage to the guest room. Grandpa, you have clean sheets, and I've put some clean towels.
Wait, that sounded like a scream. Wait, that sounded like a scream. Wait, that sounded like a scream.
This guest room is like a luxury hotel. This guest room is like a luxury hotel. This guest room is like a luxury hotel.
Do you know what causes global warming?
I go swimming when the weather is nice. They go running whenever possible.
I wasn't used to the mountain air, so I had to adapt.
It's hard for monkeys to adapt to the changing climate. It's hard for monkeys to adapt to the changing climate. It's hard for monkeys to adapt to the changing climate.
The dog had skills that no one knew about.
She was the only one that I knew about. Account. About. Then, she had her car stolen by someone she loved.
She saw him leaving the room in a hurry.
Alex saw you touching my art project, too.
The river is being polluted by those old factories. Sadly, the ocean is being polluted every day.
Who drives the elementary school bus? Does Mr. Turner still drive it?
My wife and I first met in elementary school. We've just finished college now, so you can imagine how long we've known each other.
Have you been friends since elementary school? Have you been friends since elementary school? Have you been friends since elementary school?
Should we try to rescue them?
What a great rescue! What a great rescue! What a great rescue!
I'd be skeptical of people who say they talk to aliens.
Let's not forget to scrub the bathtub. To forget the scrub. Let's not forget to scrub the bathtub. The scrub. To bathtub. Let's not forget to scrub the bathtub. Don't you think 14 Nights in the Jungle might be overdoing it?
We'll only be hiking in daylight, right? Only be hiking in right. We'll only be hiking in daylight, right?
Our tour guide took us to one of the most famous sites in China. Guide. Our tour guide took us to one of the most famous sites in China. Took us. Our tour guide took us to one of the most famous sites in China. Our tour guide took us to one of the most famous sites in China.
The.
Could there be intelligent life out there? If so, what might it look like? I've come to the conclusion that I'll probably never know. Could there be intelligent life out there? If so, what might it look like? I've come to the conclusion that I'll probably never know.
Mia was convinced after seeing the film. My folks told me I was found in an alien spaceship when I was a baby, but I'm not convinced. In fact, I'm skeptical of most things they say.
I'm so glad we got the couch professionally cleaned.
We've run out of flour, and we're not going to be able to bake bread for our guests without buying some more.
The site might have been visited by aliens several times.
It goes without saying, but I need to put away laundry.
We celebrate our heritage in many different ways. Celebrate. We celebrate our heritage in many different ways. Many ways. We celebrate our heritage in many different ways.
Let's say a battle took place here. Say. Let's say a battle took place here. Place. Here. Let's say a battle took place here.
Yes, so long as we all agree. So long. Yes, so long as we all agree. We agree. Yes, so long as we all agree.
It's only a week away.
Two.
No, I don't want to play another game of dominoes. I'm bored, and the mountains are right outside our window. How about we go trekking?
If we keep the blinds closed, Mom might not notice the mess. If we keep the blinds If we keep the blinds closed, Mom might not notice the mess.
I like the idea of a safari, but actually being in the wild worries me. What if I get chased by a monkey? Would I be fast enough to escape?
Wouldn't archaeologists have already searched in that area?
Traveling to Mars in a spaceship might not be that hard compared to the challenges we'd face once we got there. I mean, there's no air.
Those were the best ones she'd ever seen at a pottery exhibit.
It's not perfect, but it looks good enough.
Just consider it, for the sake of argument. It. For the argue. Just consider it, for the sake of argument.
I'm afraid we can't go rafting in these conditions.
The sculpture is on display. Captures. Is. On. Sculpture. Is. On. The sculpture is on display.
Finding other forms of intelligent life seems improbable. Forms of intelligent life. Improbable. Finding other forms of intelligent life seems improbable.
Wouldn't. Weren't.
Of all the old houses in the city, these ones in particular are a must-see. Built in the 12th century, they're made completely of wood.
He claims the government has classified evidence of aliens' visits.
In this exhibit, there are many noteworthy examples of ancient Japanese pottery. Notice the rope design on this piece. It's very unique.
The views from the summit will be so picturesque. The views from the summit will be so picturesque. Suppose we could travel to Mars. It would take us 6 months to get there. I'm not sure I'd want to be trapped in a spaceship that long.
The whole house has to be cleaned before our company arrives. We always used to try and play chess.
We would sing silly songs while we jumped rope.
We would chase the boys around the playground at recess.
We joined the Scouts and learned cool new skills in the woods.
We never used to worry about chores back when we were kids. Instead, we would spend our days playing in the dirt and trying to catch frogs. We never used to worry about chores back when we were kids. Instead, we would spend our days playing in the dirt and trying to catch frogs.
When we played dodgeball, I would always get hit by the ball.
We used to play something that was a mix of dodgeball and hide and seek. When you found someone who was hiding, you'd throw a ball at them.
Jumping rope was my favorite activity. Jumping rope was my favorite activity. Jumping rope was my favorite activity.
When I was a scout, I used to practice tying and untying knots. Then I would ask my brothers to untie my knots, but they never could. I didn't used to have much homework. I didn't used to have much homework. Another thing we enjoyed doing as kids was playing board games on rainy days, but we would usually spend ages arguing about the rules.
Dad would make us a snack. 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 Dad would make us a snack.
When we were young, my brothers and I always used to stay outside until after it got dark. We would often get in trouble for missing dinner.
We used to jump rope at recess. 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 We often went on hikes with the Scouts. We often went on hikes with the Scouts. We often went on hikes with the Scouts. We often went on hikes with the Scouts.